Number 17, can an employee or manager of a licensed establishment buy an alcoholic beverage for a customer?
No.
No, you cannot. If you want to buy a customer a drink, give them your number, take them across the street. It's the best way to avoid any problems. 18, owners, managers, we're going to read this one slowly. Owners, managers, and employees drinking off duty may be cited for drinking on duty by doing such things as walking behind the counter or the bar, or doing things like changing a keg, restocking the cooler, seating guests, and clearing a table. Absolutely. I have places that I've been working with this last summer that were cited for this very thing. Now, it happened in a small town where there's a very small staff. So they feel very close, very family-oriented. They hang out there, they socialize there. Some servers who were not on the schedule were drinking with their friends, wanted to help out because things were busy, walked behind the bar while the officers were there. Yeah, it doesn't look good. It doesn't matter if you're on a time clock or not. If you're doing anything that can be seen as benefiting the establishment, you can be cited for that one. And we're like, wow, really? Because the most unfortunate one, again, Ogden gets hit hard. Small little restaurant owned by a single gal. Cute little establishment. She had worked her entire shift, finished her shift, was having dinner in her restaurant, having a beer with her dinner in her restaurant. Her staff started to get overwhelmed. She got up, cleared a table, grabbed some menus, seated some guests who were the law enforcement officers, went back, finished her drink. Because she was working and had a drink, she was cited for drinking and working.
I helped somebody with retail. I was already clocked out. I was having a drink. And my coworker was like, completely slammed. I like busy at the time and helped with retail.
Yeah, any kind of help at all. Some of the worst ones,
Even answering the phone.
Even answering a phone.
anything that could benefit the business, don't do it. We had a guy off duty drinking in the establishment he worked in. The gal behind the counter was pregnant and had a keg that needed change. He was going to let her do it. He did it, got cited.
He wasn't drinking, you said?
No, he was. He wasn't on the clock. But because he was doing a work-related activity that any decent person would want to do, it runs afoul of what the law reads.
So say if somebody gets off work, they sit down and they have a sip of wine, and then it gets busy and they clock back into help. Is that okay? Or no? No.
So once you've had anything to drink, don't do anything.
Did anybody hear that?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so I'm a lucky person that happens to have a business card because I work with this company and I work with the different companies, and I'm sitting there talking to a guest while I'm having a drink. In having that drink, they want to go ahead and they're talking about maybe booking a party. So I go ahead and I say, you know what, here sir, why don't you go ahead and take my card and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Is that going to be me actually getting a ticket possibly because I actually did work because it was a business card?
I have a bar owner in Vernal who was off duty drinking at his bar. His bar manager asked him work-related questions. And because he was giving management advice, was cited.
They got
Good piece of advice, drink anywhere but where you work. And then if you do drink where you work, do nothing to assist the place. I'm sorry. That's just my advice. That's just my Okay, let's get through this. So we get you back to making money or whatever it is you're doing. 19. If a bottle of primary liquor does not have a meter dispenser on it, you may use a jigger to measure and dispense it. False. Thank you. 20, it is unlawful to sell or furnish alcohol to a minor. The violation is a, what is it?
Chair.
Chair.
Okay, quickly, it can either be Class A or Class B misdemeanor. Class B most often, when you do it negligently, you didn't know. Class A, if it's like somebody from your kid's Boy Scout troop and you're just hooking them up. If you know it, it's force of your. Then 21, how long must the club remain open after the last drink is sold? 1 hour. 1 hour. That way, hopefully, it gives them the opportunity to get the alcohol through the system. Now, just for your amusement, I guess, I've included blood alcohol chart and some symptoms that you might expect to see at different blood alcohol points. Now, the difficulty is everybody processes alcohol a little differently. It isn't going to be a hard, fast rule. But this will give you an idea of when intoxication sets in and what happens and so what to look for. So, if you have any questions, whatever.
Oh, yes. If you're wearing a name tag and it's not your name, you get a violation of that. And it has to be your name.
Has to be your name or a number assigned to you. It has to be worn above the waist. So any servers who have pinned their name tag on your apron that hangs at your waist, that can get you a violation.
Can I take my name tag off after I'm done serving, even though I'm still working when you walk?
Ask your management.
If you're still working, you gotta have it on. If your clock's in, you gotta have it on.
That's right, man. You had a question?
Yeah. I'm asking this because I know it's been a question with a lot of people that I work with. It's in regards to question 11. Can somebody have a Jack and Coke and a shot of Jim Beam? They're both whiskey, but they're different types of whiskey.
If it's the same, avoid the same types where the brand is the only thing that's different. But it's really bizarre because when you get into, say, your vodkas, a straight flavorless vodka, then the guest could have a flavored vodka, the citrus vodka. And it's seen as something different. I don't know why, because it's still vodka.
So if someone has like a gravy soda and wanted a shot of Kettle One, we can't do that. It has to be a flavored
Avoid that.
shot.
How about a bourbon whiskey and a rye whiskey? They're both different, but similar to that vodka.
I think you're clearly losing money just one way. No, anybody knows anything about whiskey, I mean,
No, I mean, there's places in town that their DBC guys said it's okay for a bourbon and a rye whiskey, for example. And I know it's a great area that I've never done it, but I was just curious, are those different spirits or the same?
But think about how it plays out. Because where the violation citation is going to come is from an undercover officer watching as a third person. And you're not going to know that you were being cited at that time. Some 7 days later, you're going to get the notice that you served.
No, that's what I'm asking. I'm trying to avoid that process. So.
They're going to see you serving the same
So you're saying like don't give two whiskeys, you can give a whiskey and then a vodka.
Yeah, something very clearly different.
Clearly different.
Yeah, but as you start to really push the limits, it's not worth it.
I'm right.
No,
Right.
I'm just very.
it looks like this guy's going to see
guys,
Jake.
Okay, a question about fake IDs that scan. Okay, it used to be when I was young, those rascally people who did it, not me. You made your fake ID. You used an X-Acto knife. You cut out your picture. You had like laminate. And it was a raggy old Vita. Nobody was ever going to buy it. You just hope that they did. Fake IDs now are very, very good. Okay. Some of the good ones were coming out of Canada being sold as novelty IDs. Now, being our neighbors, Canada had a little bit of courtesy, and the scanning bar would put like a celebrity or an athlete's information. You know, Michael Jordan. No, you're not. But the face of it would look legit. And those were all the rage for a while. The really good fakes now coming out of China, they don't like us so much. They put the information you provide into the scanning barcode and will scan in almost every establishment in the state of Utah. Okay. Poplar Street Pub has the only system that I know of, and have witnessed firsthand, that put it like in this little disk drive tray, and it runs biometric data front and back and pulls up on a big screen all the reasons it's fake, and will actually tell you where it was manufactured. But because of the obscene expense involved in a system like that, as long as you, the door person or the bartender doing the scanning, go through the motions, you've looked at the ID, you scan it, it reads on your gun, you can't be held accountable for that. Law enforcement officers can't even tell by looking at it. They have to take them to their car and enter it in and have the feedback come on their laptops before they know they're fake. So, it's part of the law, but just know it's not going to stop minors. Okay? So just be diligent, ask questions. If they ask for the crayons with the menu, that's yes, sir.
Question. So this is a small town, and some of our places on a nightly basis, we have the same cast coming in. So our tour guides are very well aware of who they are. They scan their IDs a number of times. Can we be cited if we don't scan?
Yes.
Because I've had that question.
So it happened in Magna. An undercover was in at the bar watching a regular who's in every day, who the bartender knows is of age, came in, sat, ordered a drink. They were cited for not scanning someone who looked to be under 35 on premise. And so although it is a headache to protect you, whether you know them or not, scan them. You might get away with it for a year or two until the teens come around. But then they will get you if you're in that habit.
So like yesterday, I was hosting an experiment and I sat up like standing at the door. And I didn't actually have a plate off the door to drink, but I didn't actually drink. Because I'd already
Yeah, if you're a first person involved, that's fine.
But if there's somebody in there watching and they're underage and they're not, the guy inside or not,
Yeah, you would have the scanning proof, and you would be able to defend that if they did.
So, if you have a restaurant like this, say this particular situation, you have somebody that's 21
Hey guys, listen
I
up.
can't hear the question here.
You have somebody that's 21 years of age, and you have somebody that's 20 years of age, okay? It's a couple, he's 21, she's 20. Can they still come into the restaurant because the person is over the age of 21? Does that make them a guardian? Is it okay for them to sit down together? And
In a dining club, yes.
in the dining club, it is okay. Okay. That's all.
But they would not be able to sit at the bar. Correct.
no.
And they couldn't be in the social club altogether.
But it does not have to be a parent guardian.
No, just someone that's over 21.
So for instance, it's not like owner, we don't let anyone.
Right, just like to know that. 21 and over.
Anything else while we're here and introducing?
It's more of a policy question. What do we do for temp IDs? Do they need both or just the piece of paper?
Both.
Is
there any website or anything that has the entire 300,000 page rules and regulations that we're supposed to follow? What is that?
You can go to,
You can easily find the link through our webpage.
All inclusive, not all updated amendments, everything.
Correct, it's the list of section 32B of Utah statute. And that deals all of the chapters covering on liquor in Utah. It's a joy to read, let me know. The hours you will spend lying awake reading. And that's really what our job is to spend a great amount of time in that section of statute, trying to decipher it.
and then referring back to, that's what I was fun, referring back to, oh, I have to go back to that one. to find out.
That, or the legislative website, but theirs is a little harder to navigate, I think. Nothing else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.